Okay, good evening all. In this session, we are going to see what are the points to be checked before the installation, commissioning of KAVACH in locomotive. So the entire PCCL activity can be grouped into three. One is hardware checklist. In this, we will check all the hardware whether it is properly mounted or not. And next is wiring and routing. Its routing. Then power on test. In power on test, we will check all the inputs that is given to KAVACH from the locomotive. And next is counter testing. In certain activities, certain counters are there. Whether it is updating after the activity, whether it is updating or not, we will check in counter testing. So hardware checklist. In this, we are checking the mounting of equipments like RFID, GPS, GSM antenna, then RF antenna, and pulse generator. In case of RFID reader, it should be mounted 400 mm above the rail level. Okay, it should be within the limit of 400 to 500 mm above the rail level. Then the PG should be installed in opposite faces of the axle. Then we have to check the mounting of BAU. BAU means brake interface unit. And in case of E70 logo, there will be an isolating coke in both cab under the seat of LP. And in case of CCB system, there will be only one isolating coke, which will be in cab 1 LP side. We have to check the mounting of all the cokes. Then DMI means driver machine interface. There will be two DMIs. We have to check the mounting of DMI. Okay, so hardware checklist include mounting of all these equipment. Then wiring and its routing. We have to check the rating of MCB. There will be two MCB in isolation box. One is for DMI and another one is for TCAS unit, means control unit. And TCAS unit MCB will be rated 10 amps and DMI MCB is 6 amps. We have to check the rating of MCB. Then wire should be checked whether it is well protected or it suffer any mechanical damage or bend. Then the wire should be tagged for the what? For the troubleshooting purpose, every wire should be tagged. Then power on test. Power on test. If it is a three-phase locomotive, we will have only one isolation box. It is TCAS isolation box. In case of conventional locomotive, we have two isolation box. One is for TCAS isolation and another one is for BAU isolation. So this will be the initial condition during the off time of KAVACH. Both MCBs are in off state, and this is the rotary switch. It have two positions, isolation and service. And BAU also have MCB and rotary switch. So before turning on, this will be the initial state. So when we turn on the MCB, KAVACH will go to self-checking mode. In self-checking mode, it will check all the equipments like RFID, GPS antenna, GSM antenna, and RF antenna. All the equipments will be checked by the system itself. So at that time, this together is DMI. During self-check, this LED will be in red condition, in a red color. Okay. So after completing self-check, if it is successful, it will become green. So in this condition, this RFID link is failed. When KAVACH performing self-test, the both RFID readers become failed. So the system is faulty. Okay. So if the self-check is complete and all the equipments are fine, then it becomes green. So in this DMI screen, everything is in green. So this is the BAU panel of conventional locomotive. In conventional locomotive, we have two cogs in BAU unit. Actually, this is BAU panel. This is BAU panel, and we have two cogs. This is MR cog. This is used for isolation of MR pressure from loco to KAVACH unit. And this is emergency cog. During brake application by the KAVACH, pressure is doped using this EB cog. Okay, so this is the initial condition. Both cogs are in cut condition. Now, in case of CCB system, we have only one cog called the SIFA cog, which is placed in cab 1 LP side. This is the SIFA cog. So, this is the condition of handle position during isolation time. In E70, we have two cogs in both the cabs. Actually, I don't have that figure. Okay, we have two cogs in both cabs. So after performing self-test, the the DMI screen will be like this. So in this, there is a message displayed in the DMI. It is cab input not active, which means we didn't put any BL in any cab. Okay. So if we put a BL, then cab selection will active. So if we select the cab, then the system will be show a message like this: KAVACH isolated, manual isolation. It is why, because in isolation box we keep this rotary switch in isolation position. So after performing the self test, if every equipments are fine, then we have to rotate this rotary switch into service mode. Okay, then the equipment become service. So when KAVACH is in service, which means in both in electrical way and pneumatic way, it will perform brake test. In brake test, it will check its MR. First, it check the MR pressure. It should be greater than 8 kg. Then it check BP. It should be greater than 5 kg. And it will perform all the brake application. Actually, KAVACH have 4 brakes. One is a normal service brake, then full service brake, emergency brake, and vital emergency brake. KAVACH will test all the brakes. And if everything fine, the brake test become success, and it will be shown the DMI like this: brake test success. Next, cab input test. So in cab input test, first we check the cab selection signal. For that, we will put BL in one cab. So in this case, we put BL in cab 2. So the active cab becomes cab 2. So cab 1 is off, then cab 2 is on. Now we select the direction using MPJ. So and in this case, active direction becomes reverse. If we are putting BL in cab 1, then an MPJ in forward, which means KAVACH will show forward for forward direction and reverse for the reverse direction. But in if you are putting BL in cab 2, this become reversed, which means if we put if we set MPJ in forward direction, then KAVACH will show reverse. Okay, so in this case, it is cab 2 and active direction is reverse, which means we are moving forward direction. Okay, so that is direction. Then in multiple operation, we have lead mode and non-lead mode. We can select that using lead and non-lead switch in the DMI. Then we have some push button in the DMI screen. We have to check all the push buttons. Okay, if we press 1, then it will sound horn. Then 2 for radio service check. 3 for traction cut. 4 for normal service brake. Like that. Then PVF. PVF in case of single loco operation, if KAVACH apply the brake and loco pilot push the PVF, then brake will release. That is a normal condition. In order to bypass this situation, we are fixing another light engine module in the pneumatic panel. So, if KAVACH is in service and PVF is pressed means brake will not release. That also we have to check during the PCCL. Now all the checkings are over. Now we have to select the mode of operation. For that we have to press the configuration button, which means 7. 7 is the button for configuration. So the display becomes like this. Like this. In this, this is G7 logo, so it is showing WG7. In case of P7, it will show P7. G9, it will show G9 like that. So we have to select G7, and if we press enter, then the DMI becomes like this. In this, we can select the number of coach, length, and braking efficiency, etc. And we have to confirm it. So after configuration, the DMI will be like this. In this, we have to select the operating mode. In this case, when before a KAVACH territory entry, we can choose only 2 modes. One is staff responsible mode (SR), and another one is shunting mode. Okay, so we will choose either SR or shunt mode based on our requirement. Okay, now this is the test track which we installed in our shed. And this is the up direction and this is the down direction. And first tag is the direction tag. If R1 is read, which means logo is moving in up direction. Then this is the exit tag. Exit tag for down direction. Okay. If R1 is read first, then R2 will not consider. It will read. It will read. Logo will read the tag, but it will not consider. Okay. And this R10 is the exit tag for R1 up direction, and this R2 is the exit tag for down direction. Okay. So first our logo will read R1, then R2 will not consider, then it will read R3. R3, if logo read R3 means logo will understand that it is going to enter into a KAVACH territory. Okay. So this is KAVACH entry tag. Next R4. When the logo reads R4 tag, the communication between loco and station will initiate. Okay. Once it reads R4, then all the details about this track will send from station to loco. Okay. So after reading R4, the DMI will be like this. End of authority means total track distance. This is the last tag detail, TID. Okay, and this is the signal aspect. Next signal. After 61 meter, there will be a green signal. Then this is the tag indication, like this. So this is about run test. Then counter testing. Actually, all the operations like isolation and SOS, then trip bar override. That is a mode I will tell about that. All these are recorded in a counter in CRD means counter relay driver card. Okay, how many times the isolation KAVACH is isolated by the LP? It is recorded using isolation counter, and how many times SOS signal is generated or received, that will be updated using SOS counter in the CRD card. And there is another counter called trip bar override. Suppose if there is a red signal, KAVACH is in service and there is a red signal in the track, then the loco will stop before the red signal. But the loco pilot can override that signal by certain instruction received by the authority. Okay, so in that time, loco we can cross the red signal using this override mode or trip mode. Okay, once we select override mode, we can run through the red signal. Okay, so at that time, it will be recorded using trip bar override counter. Thank you.